in Heidelberg, Germany. A delivery of the dead. But this is not a morgue or a funeral home. It's a processing plant for human bodies. A place where Gunther von Hagens indulges his unique blend of science and art.
I'm the Robin Hood of anatomy. I believe people have a right to see what we are, what we are beneath our skin.
Dr. Van Hagens is the inventor of a process called plastination. It allows corpses to be preserved for hundreds, even thousands of years. Their final resting place, the halls and galleries of museum exhibitions.
This is not a horror show, it's just the opposite. I want to open the hearts of the people to themselves. To understand life, we must embrace death.
With over 27 million people attending them worldwide, the Body World shows are popular. But they are also controversial. Protesters have labeled the shows unethical and immoral. In societies that are used to hiding the dead away, some consider Gunther's art taboo.
It's been more controversial in some countries than in others. So this exhibition tells you a lot about a lot of the cultural attitudes about death in different countries. It's a wonderful natural experiment.
Some of the strongest opposition to Gunther's work has come from his home country.
In Germany, or in many parts of Germany, there are laws which say that all human remains have to be buried. And a lot of Germans, I think, felt not only is it illegal, but there's something wrong with this, because you've got to bury the dead. You've got to be dead and buried. Otherwise, it's not decent, you see, and plastinates aren't being buried.
Around the world, the dead are treated in many different ways. In Nepal, corpses are burned in public. In America, they are buried 6 feet in the ground. In almost every case, the ultimate aim is to dispose of the dead. Yet Gunther's goal is to make them last forever, and his way of processing the dead is perhaps the most elaborate and expensive of all. The first step is to halt the natural process of decay. The body is treated with embalming fluid, a preservative, as it would be in an American funeral home. But the next stage is very different. The skin and connective tissue is trimmed off. Fully preserving the body requires removal of all its fluids. This is done by submerging it in ice-cold acetone, the same chemical used in nail polish remover.
The tissue water becomes ice, the specimen is stabilized, and now the acetone eats up the ice.
Soluble fats must also be removed. This is achieved by moving the body to a warm bath, where the fat dissolves and acetone takes its place. The acetone is then squeezed out of the body in a vacuum chamber and replaced with a rubber polymer.
At the end, this plastinate is like rubber, pliable, it's flexible and can be very nicely bent and positioned in the proper form.
The blood vessels, ligaments, and muscles are pinned into their natural positions, and the specimen is poised.
human body is. I mean, it's fantastic, and I've just been blown away by the whole process.
I really like looking at all these skeletons and everything. It's just very interesting to see what the human body does.
I think the most interesting thing was the blood vessels where they injected the polymer into the veins, so you could see all of the veins in there without the tissue around. I didn't realize how many of them there are all throughout the body. I think that was probably the most interesting part for me.
It's so incredibly fascinating and educational and really incredibly beautiful.
It's probably like taking an anatomy class but just walking through it.
To be able to see muscles and to be able to think of my own muscles working in a similar way is very enlightening and inspiring as well.
We saw the human brain, and we were talking about the idea of being self-aware, and we all, I think, feel that our brain is so much bigger because of the way that it's all of us.
This one really spoke to me because it's about the gut.
It's just a great opportunity to get to see things that you don't normally get to see from the outside. Just looking at the tissue and the muscles and the nerves and the way that I've never seen them before, it's just a whole new outlook on the physical body.
Seeing the body function and what's involved in the human body has been crazy. I never thought it would be as exciting as it is.
It's got a lot of surprises in it. You come around a corner and then there's something really big, and then you come around another corner and there's something really funny. It's a really interesting learning experience just to see all of the internal workings of the body. I think anyone from 8 to 80 should see this. I mean, kids, adults, everyone. I'm glad my children are here, my whole family's here, and we're just thrilled to be here.
I don't care how old you are, young, old. I wish my 91-year-old mother could see this exhibit.